I started my career from family business. We
Great.
were distributors for ITC for roughly around 100 years. Because whatever we learn in books about marketing,
Mhm.
advertising, how a brand story gets its shape and all, that is very different to what on-ground reality is. For me, great talent would be he or she, whoever has applied for the job, has done thorough research about our company. I generally do not look at college degrees or where
Yes.
they are from.
Typically.
If they can prove it to me in the interview that they can sell, that's enough for me.
That's yes.
They will answer those questions in order
Hmm.
to get qualified for that.
Hmm.
But if you go and see their LinkedIn profile, they have no experience. There's no relevance
There's
to the
no.
questions you ask. And talks to a very few people go into your inbox and email you saying that I came across this opportunity, although I do not have exact
Hmm.
relevant exposure, but I would like to present myself at least once to you. Can you give me a chance? That we all have gone through that. We
Yes.
all have paid our dues. There
Yeah.
have been certain times where we all have also been without jobs for 6 months, 1 year, and hunt down the founders of the company, the HRs of the company, mail them personally saying that why the opportunity excites you, and please do not do chat GPT prompts and give it to them. There is a lot of talent, but
Mhm.
either they are too overly qualified
Mhm.
or there is no qualification at all. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? If I
यही
had
तो
the
प्रॉब्लम
answer,
है.
I would be sitting on billions of dollars. I've literally seen candidates, saying yes to different HRs, going and telling the other HR, I have got offer from this
हाँ.
firm at
Yeah.
20, then from this term 25, 30, 35, then they go and settle at 40 lakhs.
Hmm.
But in that, what happens is that 40 lakhs, when that person hires, within 6 months, they will fire that person. We are hiring you for you to come and teach us something better, not for us to sit and teach you. If I had to do that, I rather do everything by myself. I don't need to hire you and pay you, right?
Right.
We are nowhere near to uh, properly utilize AI and its strength. We are nowhere near to that also. So AI generally gives you a lot of answers which are meant to please your ears. My first advice to them would be join a startup. One thing that is never going to die is sales role. AI is not replacing jobs. It's basically making your job easier for you.
Hi viewers, most job seekers are doing everything right. Good resumes, certifications, even practicing interviews and still not getting shortlisted. Or worse, they get the job only to realize it's not the right fit. And here comes the uncomfortable truth. Hiring decisions today are not just about what you say, but how you come across, your signals, your energy, your alignment. Companies are silently filtering for things candidates don't even realize they are being evaluated upon. So, in this episode, viewers, you are going to learn what founders actually look for when hiring, why good candidates still get rejected, how culture fit really works beyond buzzwords, and how to future proof your career in a rapidly evolving AI driven world. To break this down, I have brought someone who studies how messages are actually perceived. He has worked with brands to predict how audiences will react even before the content goes live, which means he deeply understands signals, perception, and communications at a level most people overlook. And when you think about it, that's exactly what hiring is all about. Let's hear it from Atique Bandukwala, founder of Vidopix, the world's first AI video listening platform. Atik ji, welcome to Let's Hear It From.
Thanks Ajay for having me today. Yeah, I started my career from family business. We
Great.
were distributors for ITC for roughly around 100 years. For
OEC.
for a city called Belgaum, which is sandwiched between
Correct.
Bombay and Bangalore. And we were serving a region of around 100 miles north, south, east, west. I kind of got to learn the whole
Yes.
brand evolvement story, like how from ground level from an operational standpoint, from a ground level, from a distribution standpoint, how does a brand grow? Because whatever we learn in books about marketing, advertising, how a brand story gets its shape and all, that is very different to what on-ground reality is, how distribution is set up and everything. So I was there in that business for roughly around 9 years, post which I joined in corporate, and I was majorly scaling startups, helping them with business development and revenue generation. And my last notable stint was with TikTok in India. Before they got banned, I was there with them for roughly around a year and 2 months. And then I kind of was helping another friend of mine in his own startup. And then that is when certain things fell in place, and certain ideas that I had and the vision that I had, I got some people to work alongside with me, which is my co-founders. And that is when we started Vidopix. A lot of people used to always come back saying that, video is something that is very heavy in data and very massive in nature. And understanding that from a human lens is basically practically impossible. It will take a few days, a few weeks. There'll be tiredness that will kick in if a person is sitting and watching the videos. There'll be a bias that generally would come in, and we would like to see a machine do that for us, because it will take out all the guesswork, the time that is required to do. It will also be cheaper than deploying people to do that, and it will be much more richer, because a machine obviously does not have a bias. A machine just knows to give you a proper understanding of certain things. So that is where, the idea struck, and then we started narrowing it down to different narratives. We brought in the advertisement angle in between, wherein we said, like, generally advertisements are made within a closed room, wherein you have creative teams sitting. They are very smart people. Very smart people sitting over there, creating ads. We've been seeing it from ages. Companies like Ogilvy, other agencies also, they've got like tons of talent out there who generally sit and make these ads. But what happens is, see, an ad is made with a thought, a process in mind. A backstory is there. There is a past dated history of data that you have, you understand, and then you make an ad. But how it is going to perform in today's generation once you publish it, you don't know. That's a guesswork.
That's guesswork.
So that vanity metrics you start tracking only after it is being published. You get to understand shares, comments, etc. and all. And that is when you start picking up through social listening what's happening. Yes. But what if there was a tool which could tell you exactly how your ad would be perceived by the audiences before it went live? So imagine your audience, the machine, the AI is actually your target audience, and it's telling you, this is where I will feel low because I'm not understanding your ad. This is where I understand what brand you're trying to bring into picture. This is where, I understand the whole gimmick behind it, or the whole story narrative behind it. This is what I like in the ad. This is what I don't like in the ad. These are the optimizations you could do in order to get the ad in a way wherein you can start measuring your ROIs. Your product intake will increase. People start buying more. So all of those kind of insights is what we churn out. That is a very small segment of what we do, because video is such a massive industry. Right. Different people use us for different use cases. But the primary use case where people use us is to understand how ads would perform in the market before they go live, because they're going to be spending millions of dollars on media. So before they spend that, they want to check whether what they have done, or when it is in concept phase. So like initially you've created 5-10 seconds of the ad, another 20 seconds are remaining. So they check with the 10 seconds, what could be the next 20 seconds possibly be, and how we play around with the next 20 seconds, how we can make the ad much more effective. So these are the kind of use cases. This is the major use case that brands use us for. And of course, there are other multiple use cases where media and entertainment companies are generally testing their content with us as to how their content will be perceived by the audiences, how their scripting is going right or wrong. So there are a lot of use cases that are being used, but the primary thing is for advertisements. And yeah,
I can only say one thing: Vidopix is a revolution which is happening in India. In one word, to sum it up. Atik ji, with this I come to the first question, which is on talent philosophy, which is the crux of this podcast. Uh, what does great talent mean to you beyond resumes, beyond credentials, beyond fancy designations?
this question I have been asked when I'm sitting at the other end also, when I was looking for a job. But great talent for me basically comes wherein, if at all, for example, I have put out a job poster that we are looking for a sales lead to come into our company and kind of run the show for us. So when I put out that job poster, I am not looking for their background or qualifications. For me, great talent would be he or she, whoever has applied for the job, has done thorough research about our company and has understood what we are doing. And if they feel that they can add some value to us, and they bring that without telling me directly what ideas they have in mind, because that is what I want them to come and implement later once they get hired. But if they show that energy, enthusiasm that, we know about your company, you do this, you do this, you do this, before me telling them, that is where, talent really kicks in, because they are showing us efforts that they have put in to understand the problem that we are trying to solve and then come in. I generally do not look at college degrees or where they are from.
Typical founder. Yes, that was such an amazing answer, sir. Very quickly moving on to the next question, going one step deeper into it. So how do you evaluate potential of a candidate versus his experience, especially in early stage or fast scaling teams like yours?
See, for us, it's generally people would say it's a plug and play environment, but I don't believe in that. Plug and play will generally not work, because it is your dream that you are taking it forward, right? You as a founder have a dream and you want to reach a certain destination. The candidate who's coming, very frankly, tell me, you also tell me, they are coming because they need a job.
Yes.
And they need money.
Yes.
And they want to survive.
Yes.
See, they'll bring some passion along with them, saying that, because of their experience or skills, they'll bring some kind of passion along with them. But generally, they are coming for money and to survive in the market.
Absolutely.
So for us, I'll tell you what, it is that the candidate comes in, but they come in with certain level of understanding. As I said, they need to have that basic understanding of the company and what they are into. And if at all they can dwell into it faster, and they can start showing their experiences, in the sense wherein if I'm hiring for a sales head, I generally wouldn't care if that person was an operational head for the past 5 years or they were in some other domain. If they can prove it to me in the interview that they can sell, that's enough for me. I don't care whether they have sold in the past or not. It all depends on the time when they are talking to you. So when I am also talking to any client, sometimes it happens a client doesn't understand, and then you just got to have to move on and do a follow-up with them or something. But sometimes it so happens that you do your study and go, you know the client very well, you speak to them on a personal level, so you start engaging with them, the client starts engaging with you, business ki baatein duri reh jati hai, we are talking about something else only. And then suddenly the client says, yaar, time ho gaya, but let's sign an NDA, let's start the work or whatever. So that is the kind of mentality and the intelligence that we look for in a candidate.
Okay, that was such a typically founder-oriented answer. Sir, एक step और deeply जाते हैं sir. Now, please share our audiences what are the top 3 signals you look for a candidate during hiring.
Oh, interestingly, the first and very foremost signal is wherever my job poster is, either it's LinkedIn or any other hiring platform, the questions that we have asked, the first set of questions where we eliminate candidates who do not fit that bill. a lot of candidates, what they do is, now this happens a lot. You will also have seen this. This is a trend and a pattern that a lot of candidates do. They will answer those questions in order to get qualified for that. But if you go and see their LinkedIn profile, they have no experience. There's no relevance to the questions you have asked. So that is the first red flag for us. If at all the candidate is
mismatch,
not matching with his profile, that means
झूठ बोल रहा है. Yes, he's lying.
That is the first catch.
Yes,
that is the first. That is that's the number one rule, that you do not lie on anything. If you do not have, do not have. I know, I understand certain people are in need of job, they want to apply. You do apply, you say that I don't have, but can I get a chance? No one just goes directly and talks to very few people go into your inbox and email you saying that, I came across this opportunity, although I do not have exact relevant exposure, but I would like to present myself at least once to you. Can you give me a chance? Never heard of such emails coming.
My goodness.
Never. So this is the kind of effort that the candidate needs to put in, rather than just telling lies and getting, obviously blacklisted, and someone like you would not believe in him in future rounds as well. So that's a trait that we generally look in. First red flag, that is. Second is when the candidate is talking to you, their basic body coordination and eye coordination with you, how they are talking. So when someone is talking with you, you understand, language issues are there. Sometimes people fumble and all, that's still okay. But if at all they continue answering, they don't go blank, they understand what you're talking, that is where comes the second thing. Then you have understood, okay, fine, must have fudged the data in the earlier phase. Now this guy is not able to respond to my questions. Because we generally, in a smaller startup environment, we do not have a proper HR and all those systems. It's someone who's going to be the founder himself who's going to be doing interviews.
That's okay. That's absolutely. Yes.
That is the second thing. And third thing is, generally whenever a candidate, the kind of intelligence or experience that we look for would generally come in from not the brand names that they have been associated by, but the amount of time and the kind of work they have done in that company. So if they've spent like six months interning here, there, that means he's got experiences at different companies, but he's coming for another internship with me for 6 months and he'll probably be going out to some other company. So those kind of candidate questions we ask upfront, saying that, okay boss, we see your pattern, it's been 6 months at each company, my company also, are you planning to do 6 months? Then if at all we do like his candidature, still we will offer him or her saying that, for 6 months this is the only role that we have right now and this is what you're going to do. So you don't give them the kind of role that you were looking for. You interview someone else for that. You give them kind of an intern role where they are more of, profiling and researching about clients, how to sell and all that. They're making those decks and all those kind of stuff. I think three pointers basically. First is don't lie. Second is talk confidently during the interview. And third is basically
job hopping. Job hopping, right. Very practical answer. Job seekers, if you are listening, and this was such an important piece of information. Atique sir, I move on, to the next question. On your experience, what are the common mistakes candidates make while applying to a job and while interviewing also? Although you have covered, but then, there's some mistakes, subtle mistakes the candidates also make, which could be...
blindly applying on LinkedIn for a job. So what happens is basically, as you also know, recruiters have got different tools to understand.
Yes.
There are patterns also that they follow and see and all. So just don't go blindly applying for jobs. I understand there might be that, we all have gone through that. We all have paid our dues. There have been certain times where we all have also been without jobs for 6 months, 1 year. There have been a lot of people who have done that also.
I was there.
So everyone goes through that. But, see the company, read about them, understand whether your past experience becomes relevant to them or not. I'll give you an example. So once I left my first startup, I took help from a close relative, and I got an interview chance at another startup. But this startup was not Jens. What they looked at me and why I went to that startup is because of my business experience. So this was a B2B and B2C e-commerce platform, something like a Big Basket and what Zepto and Swiggy, Instamart do these days. This startup used to do similar things at that time, and they really liked my experience of my past businesses, because FMCG distribution, all that comes into the play because they are also into the same thing. It's just that it's online and that was offline also. But then you still have to maintain relationships with vendors, with shop owners and all that. You have to make your route charts and everything needs to be there in place. So for that experience I got hired, and for that very experience I took the help from someone saying that this is a place where I want to be, because I see my past experience would come in very handy, and they would also feel that they're not wasting a time on a candidate, they are going to get something out of it. So that is one thing that a candidate needs to do. They need to align your experiences and also understand whether the front person's time is not going to get wasted talking to you or understanding from you, because obviously if it's going to get wasted, he's not going to hire you, and then obviously एक तरीके का नेगेटिव रिमार्क आ जाएगा आपके ऊपर कि this guy was not nice, and probably he would, obviously the word goes out, he talks to people, he tells के यार interview करने आया था, and then this so and so all those things happen. That is one thing where your experience, expertise aligns with the new company. That is one example. Second is when I also got offered from TikTok, as I said, I worked over there. That was again basis my experience in one of my previous startups, जो first startup था मेरा, because I had worked on video products over there, and it was something not exactly what TikTok does, but something of that sort.
Similar, right?
A feedback model wherein people are coming, talking, and all that, and it's all about video. So over there, the sales that I was doing, and my KRAs and my quota and who I was interacting with, they understood that, and then they hired me. And that is why I also applied for a job, because I got approached by a third-party recruiter saying that there's an opening at ByteDance India. Would you like to give an interview? Firstly, I had never heard about ByteDance India, matlab the company name, the parent company name. You always know it by TikTok. So ByteDance is the parent company name. So I went over there, I saw, and then the interview happened. They liked me, they hired me. So always, as I said, that expertise versus experience will really matter when you go for an interview. Apart from that, if you don't have it still, you then have to go and hunt down the founders of the company, the HRs of the company, mail them personally saying that why the opportunity excites you, and please do not do chat GPT prompts and give it to them. Write it in your own, give them that you have understood the company, and then only do that. Otherwise, I think that kind of sums it up.
Yes. So moving forward, now let's talk about recruitment challenges typically our founders are facing. Sir, tell us what are the toughest hiring challenges you are currently facing?
See, toughest challenges we're currently facing is basically not the exact kind of talent we require in this generation to run. What is happening is basically there is a lot of talent, but either they are too overly qualified or there is no qualification at all. So we kind of stuck. So we need like at least say 2-3 years of experience, 4 years of experience at least for a person to come in and kind of because if I'm hiring a raw fresher, then I would be hiring for an intern position majorly, and I would be spending time in training them, giving them proper training, because I from a founder's lens would not like यार intern को hire कर लिया जो काम कराना करा लो. It's not like that. You are hiring because you want to train them and make their future secure also. So you think from that perspective, yeah, how do I grow this guy or girl who's coming in and joining my company so that they have the best experience of their life and it helps them in the future in their different paths to different companies. But getting the right set of talent is right now the problem. I'll tell you why. Because the number of job posts that are there, people just go blindly and apply, and you're not able to get the right talent who wants to apply for that job. Probably that talent is hidden somewhere and they are not being able to see this particular job post or come across this particular job post. So I simply feel that we're not getting that. See, in engineering department, plenty of talent available, no problems whatsoever.
Sir, but you just mentioned, that, talent could be there. We are not able to hunt them, and something like that. But then now there are so many avenues to, hire talent. It's not only job portals, LinkedIn bhi hai, there are executive search firms. There is social media. Now there are AI tools are also coming. Still, I see the gap between talent, what you are looking for, and the talent which is applying to you. ये ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, sir?
ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? If I had the answer, I would be sitting on billions of dollars. If I had the answer, see, I'll tell you why it's basically happening is because probably the expectations are too high. Like for example, if I am hiring a sales lead for my organization and I need around 3 to 4 years of experience for a person to come, so that I don't have to ground level train them, but they are trained already and they can dwell into the system. Right. Of course, about product and services, I'll have to give them understanding and a knowledge base. But if they can dwell in fast, what happens is, say, I am looking for a 3-4 years experience candidate and I am offering something like a 18 lakh rupees per annum package. For example. Don't take it as like a fixed thing.
Yes.
From your viewers, I'll start getting requesting that sir, I'm okay, come for 18 lakhs. So just giving example.
For example, yes.
Yeah. So what happens is the expectation of the front person is too high these days also. And with they're probably expecting around 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. Because I've seen those days also where people have got those kind of pays from global companies. And what happens is global companies are already very ambitious and very set in the market. And they've got massive flow of funds. They do not have shortage of funds at all. So they can afford to pay like 40-50 lakh rupees also for a 3-4 year old experience. Right. For a startup like us, no, it's not per code. Because I can give him 40 lakhs if his annual quota is going to be like 15-20 crores. I can give him that because there I would be able to make my margin, so I'll give him extra commissions, I'll give him bonuses and etc. etc. But at the front, the fixed model of his salary would be something like a between 18-20 for example. नहीं रहेगा. So ज़्यादा अगर मेरे को देने का, that will be basis his KRAs and KPIs, whatever he achieves. So I think that is one gap that I see. The expectation is much higher.
Yes.
But I've literally seen candidates, saying yes to different HRs, going and telling the other HR, I have got offer from this firm at 20, then from this term 25, 30, 35, then they go and settle at 40 lakhs. But in that, what happens is that 40 lakhs, when that person hires, within 6 months they will fire that guy because they'll understand
he doesn't
the capabilities of the, and whether underutilized ho raha hai. I mean, the person is not getting
for many reasons.
Not able to, for many reasons. So they'll start removing them. I think the major reason I see is basically expectation of the reality.
Absolutely. That pinpoint problem. Sir, now let's talk about company's culture, culture and fitment. How would you describe the culture at Vidopix in practical terms, not just values on paper or not just writings on the wall?
Yeah, I'll tell you, culture is very simple. We are just a 5-member team right now.
Great.
Sorry, 6 members. Three founders out of that.
Okay.
So, me and 2 of my co-founders, so we are 3. I look after business development as well as investor relations.
Okay.
My co-founder One more co-founder, Naman, he is the CTO. He looks after the complete product and development and everything. Third co-founder looks after market expansions and global expansion strategies. And we have one hire that we've done recently for UK region. And he is looking after our business development in London and surrounding areas. And we have 2 advisors on board. And these advisors, basically, I knew them from my past businesses. So one of them was my ex-client who had planted this idea in my mind, saying that this is something that I would want to see in the future. And when I went and showed him the idea that we have developed, he immediately jumped, saying that I want to be a part of this journey. So we brought him as an advisor, and he's worked with Disney Star for roughly around 20 years.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and worked with Sprinkler also for some time, and then now he advises on. He's on the board of many other companies, and he is also on board with us. And one more advisor is from Oman, who looks after our GCC expansion strategy. So this is a 6-member team, right? That's all we have. The culture is very, very straightforward, very simple. We are available any time of the day and night, whenever you want to call, talk. You have a problem, tell us on face, don't hide it. If you hide it, you are going to suffer. I'm going to ask you about your KRs and KRS, what is happening. If you don't tell me about your bottlenecks, I'm not going to be able to help you, and neither are you going to be able to help yourself. So it is very simple. It is fast-paced, but it is knowledge learning as well as knowledge sharing.
Absolutely. Yes.
So share knowledge as well as learn, and then is when we will grow together. Otherwise, you are going to go in one direction, I'm going to be asking you to go in another direction. So
that doesn't work. Absolutely. Pinpoint. Job seekers, if you are listening, and if you really want to grow and thrive in your career, Vidopix is that company. Sir, moving on to the next question, let's talk about employer value proposition. Sir, tell us something. Why should a high quality candidate, I mean a top talent, should choose Vidopix over other job opportunities?
Let me put it in another way.
Please.
Why shouldn't they choose us over others? Why shouldn't they choose us over others? So they have to decide that. Okay. I'm not going to say I am better than Google or Microsoft, come to me. I'm going to give my ground rule saying that we are into this space. This is what we have been doing, and this is what we intend to do, and this is our destination there where we want to be. Now you decide whether you want to be a part of a growing organization wherein you get complete authority and responsibility to take it to a destination that the founders know. Plus you also get to talk to founders saying that, boss, maybe the direction is right, but the way that you are taking a ship to that direction or destination is not the right way. I've got a better idea. So those kind of candid talks and all, I think it's a little hard to get in a proper GCC. Okay. So in a GCC, of course, you have hierarchies, and the level at what you are hired, you get to speak for whatever reasons and job position that you are into. But here you got complete autonomy, and you got that authority to come and speak, challenge certain things. Why you are doing this way? Why you are doing that way? Why not this? Why not that? So we are hiring you for you to come and teach us something better, not for us to sit and teach you. If I had to do that, I rather do everything by myself. I don't need to hire you and pay you, right?
Right.
I am hiring you for you to come and teach me whether I am doing right or wrong. Like how I told you, Vidopix helps understand whether your creative is going in the right or wrong direction. So like that same way, we want the candidate to come and tell us whether we are going in the right or wrong direction, because we will always keep thinking, because the founder lens, we will always think, yaar, main sahi hu, main sab sahi kar raha hu.
Yes.
I want proper feedback from the market, someone coming and telling me and challenging me, okay, boss, probably your thinking is right, but the way you're doing is wrong. So you can do it in a better way. Okay, what is the better way? Okay, this is a better way. Okay, fine, let's try. I'll try that idea for a couple of months and see if that works. Shut down my idea and this idea goes in.
Ultimately, what works. If your idea works, let us go ahead with your idea. Yes, that was such a wonderful value proposition. Job seekers, if you want to, again, I repeat, if you want to learn, thrive, Vidopix is the best company for you. Sir, moving forward, I mean, your favorite questions, let's talk about careers in marketing post AI area. Sir, tell us something. How is AI changing the skill set required in marketing roles?
We are nowhere near to uh, properly utilize AI and its strength. We are nowhere near to that also. I tell you what people are doing right now. They're just using AI blindly, asking to do certain tasks for them
Right.
without questioning it or without fighting with it, saying that your thinking and your way of telling me of doing things is wrong. If I hear your way and if I do it in that way, this is what that might happen. And how do you see me getting out of that situation? No one does that. Very few people do that. Very few people know the tricks of working with AI, know the prompts exactly that you need to give to the AI to get those no BS answers. So AI generally gives you a lot of answers which are meant to please your ears in the first.
I know. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely.
If I talk to an AI and ask certain things, it'll start pleasing me something. But
Absolutely.
when I start prompting the AI in a very particular way with particular words and sentences saying ke boss, then the AI understands this guy is no BS guy and I cannot do anything with them. I need to give them a proper blunt answer on face of what they are asking. So that is when you start talking with AI and start getting proper insights on what needs to be done. So that is where we are very nowhere close to utilizing AI properly in marketing or any other field for that matter.
Oh, goodness, such a. So, Atik sir, what advice would you give to job seekers who are looking to build a career in marketing today?
My first advice to them would be join a startup.
Oh.
Join a startup because, or else the best advice is basically, if at all you have a family-run business in your family, whenever agar kuch hai, so join over there first. Okay, understand everything of how a business is run, what happens, ground level realities, come to a realization of what is taught in books versus what is ground level reality, because none better than your own father or your own uncle or anyone else to teach you the rights and wrongs and good stuff and bad stuff about business. So if at all you have that in your family, do that. Otherwise, join a startup. And whenever you're joining a startup also, understand, ask question to the founder, see the founder's clarity, speak to them. Just don't blankly apply, research about the company, see if at all you see your future in that company for at least 5-6 years. Otherwise, if you're going to just apply for 6 months and all that, doesn't make sense at all. If you're going to any company, at least see that you're going to be there for 4-5 years because this is going to be your first job. If you are already experienced, then it's a different case. But if it is the first job, as you said, for first time marketing seekers, you got to at least sustain yourself in the first company for 4-5 years, until unless that company shuts down and you have a bad luck on that. That's a different thing.
That's different. So moving forward, which roles or capabilities do you see becoming more critical in the next 3 to 5 years?
See, one thing that is never going to die is sales role.
Arre, kya baat hai. Absolutely.
One thing that is never going to die is a sales role, because you always need to be selling. And I'm not telling this from a pure salesperson point of view, but I'm interacting with you today. I'm selling you something. You are interacting with me today. You are also trying to sell me something. So we are selling to each other.
Yes.
So this is something that you still need to. This is something that the machine cannot do.
Absolutely.
And AI also, to whatever level it is trained, it still cannot develop this kind of informal relationship and
human touch.
the human touch will still not be there. So that human touch is still required to convert, sales, to get a client to say yes to you. That is still required. Certain industries, they say they might not require, but I still feel a human touch is still required. In every industry, it is still required. So one sector that is never going to fail. Second is of course, engineering is one of the biggest fields right now that is seeing a lot of transformation because of AI coming in. So computer science, data science, all of these roles are something that, if at all you're an engineer, you got to pursue these roles. And AI for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 10 years, is not going anywhere.
Right.
So these roles are going to be in high demand. Anything to do with data science, data analytical roles, engineering, pure coding roles and all that, that's not going to go out because the AI also needs to be developed by someone, right? It just doesn't evolve by itself. So you need that coder, you need that engineer to do that. And then of course the AI needs to sell. So you need a seller also.
Right.
The AI needs to be marketed, you need a marketer also. So see, the thing is, AI is not replacing jobs, it's basically making your job easier for you.
Absolutely.
What used to take you to complete a process in 10 steps, now you can complete it in 3 steps. So that's the difference. But yeah, it's just that people have different thought processes, they're taking it in the wrong way. But it shouldn't be.
Absolutely, such a important piece of advice. All right, Atique ji, now let's shift gears a bit. This is rapid fire round, my favorite round. Short questions, instinctive answers, no overthinking, just your first honest take. My first rapid fire question goes to you right now. One hiring red flag you spot instantly.
As I told you earlier also,
yes,
the questions that they answer do not match the LinkedIn profile experience.
Yes. Resume or portfolio, which one actually influences you more?
Personal communication.
Okay. Cultural fit, is it overrated or misunderstood?
Cultural fit is a mixture of both. It is overrated as well as misunderstood.
Okay. If you had to reject a candidate in 10 seconds, what would be the reason?
Their appearance.
Okay. One interview question you wish the candidates would have answered better.
Why do you want to join this company?
Oh, wow. Yes. In an AI-driven world, one marketing skill that will definitely survive. I think you have answered it.
One marketing skill that is definitely going to survive is your own creativity.
Okay. Yes, that was a good one. And one skill that might become irrelevant soon.
So basically, the skill, not marketing per se, but a skill that is going to be very irrelevant soon is basically emailing and data entry jobs and all those kind of things.
Absolutely. Founder instinct or data, what do you trust more while hiring?
It's a mix of both. Because data gives you validation and founder instinct also kicks in because you yourself have experienced this in the past. So mix of both.
My next rapid fire question goes to you right now. One thing Vidopix offers employees that candidates won't find in a job description.
So see, they will find in different job descriptions a lot of things that, because the job description is meant to be put out in that way. One thing that job seekers wouldn't find is when they sit for an interview with us, there'll be certain things that they'll uncover that is something that no company tells any candidate on face in the first interview.
Okay, fine. My next question is, early stage startup or established company, which is better for a young job seeker today?
Depends on, as I said, depends on where they want to be and what their qualification, educational qualification is. But if they want to hustle, grind, and understand ground level, then a startup.
Yes,
And
yes,
if they want to lead a romantic 9 to 5 life, then go to a GCC and settle over there.
absolutely. Sir, if a candidate has potential but lacks experience, will you hire him or reject?
As I said, the experience doesn't matter for me.
Okay, yes,
If
we have
candidates
already.
have potential
Yes.
and if they have shown the capability they can do it, yes, I'll hire them.
Yes, we have already answered this. My last rapid fire question goes to you right now. One piece of advice for job seekers that can immediately improve their career chances.
Do research of that company and reach out to the founder and the hiring manager on why they should hire you and what excites you about the role, without just point blank going on applying and filling in the questionnaire. Take some personal effort in understanding the company, then take your own self-assessment whether you want to see yourself in that company, and then reach out to the founder and hiring manager saying that came across this job post, liked it, went through your company profile, found these things interesting. These are the aspects that I like most about your company. This is where I see myself in the next 5 years with your company. This is where I could imagine the company would go through in terms of growth, and this is how I would like to basically contribute towards the growth of the company so that we both grow together. So those are the things that generally people need to start doing.
Yes, job seekers, that was an amazing piece of information. So, viewers, if you have made it this far, you probably care about not just getting a job but finding the right fit and building a meaningful career. Conversations like this are meant to give you that insider perspective straight from the people who are actually making hiring decisions. We'll keep bringing you more such honest behind the scenes insights from founders and HR leaders so you are better equipped, better prepared, and a step ahead. Until the next one, keep learning, keep reflecting, keep showing up with intention. Bye for now. Please take care and stay connected.